Today, I'm going to be showing you how to turn this into this. The tools you will need are a 17mm wrench, a 15mm wrench, an 8mm hex key, a 6mm hex key, and a chain tool. To start off, you want to insert the bottom bracket bearings. Mine's already done, but to do this, you can use a mallet and hammer them in. Just make sure that when you hammer them in, they go in evenly and that you don't forget the spacer between them. Next, we'll add the forks and stem. First, we'll insert the forks into the head tube and add the bearings and spacers. The stem goes on top and we'll tighten the fork cap with the 8mm hex key. Be sure to tighten the stem bolts evenly from side to side with the 6mm hex key. Don't fully tighten them just yet though, we'll do that later. Now we'll add the cranks. Don't forget to grease your spindle, especially if you do crank flips. Add the sprocket onto the crank arm on the driver's side. Mine's already on. The threads on the pedals are different, so make sure you have the arms on the correct sides. When attaching the crank arms, make sure that they are 100% even. You don't want them on an angle. Tighten the bolts fully with the 6mm hex key. Next, we're going to add the rear wheel. Be sure to make sure the drivetrain is on the correct side. This is a right-hand drive bike, so it'll go on the right. Finger tighten the bolts and add the chain. This chain is already to length, but you might have to shorten yours. Once the chain is over the driver and the sprocket, pull the tire back to create tension. Some people use hammers to wedge into the tire to make more tension, but I just use my hand. Tighten the bolts fully with the 17mm wrench evenly on both sides. If you have pegs, don't forget to add them, and the hub guard now. Next, we'll add the handlebars. Remove the 4 bolts in the plate from the stem. There will be a rough area in the center of the bars. Try to center this on the stem. Tighten the bolts in a crisscross pattern. It's okay to lay the bars back against the frame until the bolts are finger tight. Make sure the bars are in line with the forks before fully tightening with the 6mm hex key. Don't crank the bolts all the way down, they just need to be tight enough so the bars won't move. If you over tighten, you can crack your stem and strip your bolts. To put the grips on, you can use compressed air, rubbing alcohol, and don't forget the bar ends. From here, we can add the front tire. There will be little hooks that have corresponding holes in the forks. Be sure that they are hooked before tightening the nuts with the 17mm wrench. Again, if you have pegs, add them now. To attach the pedals, figure out which one is left and which one is right. There will be a marking on them to know. The left pedal is started backwards and you will mess up your pedals and your cranks if you get them wrong. Start by finger tightening and using the 15mm wrench to fully tighten. You can make this easier by pedaling backwards. The last thing to add is the seat. Use a 6mm hex key to attach the seat to the seat post if you have a pivotal seat. If your bike doesn't come with a seat post clamp, be sure to get one. Put your seat to the desired height and lightly tighten. Stand over the top of your bike to make sure that the seat is straight before fully tightening. Once the seat is tight, use the same method and look to see if the stem is straight with the front wheel. Now you can tighten the bolts. Remember to do it evenly side to side. Go over the bike fully and make sure everything is tight. To recap, we're going to insert the bottom bracket bearings first. Attach the forks and stem, then attach the cranks and sprocket. Add the rear wheel and chain, attach the bars and put on the grips and bar ends. Add the front wheel, then attach the pedals and the seat. Finish that all out by tightening all of the bolts. I personally don't ride bikes, but if you do, I highly recommend going to a bike shop to get them adjusted properly. Having a bike mechanic build your bike is never a bad idea, as this video is just meant to be used as a general guide. Remember to grease everything that has metal on metal contact and don't forget to tighten everything.